Hi friends, it's Pastor Ruth coming to you again this Wednesday to share time with you. I'm just taking time every Wednesday to reach out to the children and the young people of our church with a special message just for you. And I wanted to read you another story today. Many of you know that I love making bread. It's one of my favorite activities to do. In fact, I made this loaf this week. It's a round loaf. I don't usually make them, but hey, I had time on my hands. I thought I'd try something different. And so I made this loaf this week. And as I was making it, I was remembering the story that I had read once, and I thought I would share with you now. It's called Making Heart Bread, and it's by Matthew Lynn, Sheila Fabricant Lynn, and Dennis Lynn. And I thought I would share this special story with you about different kinds of bread, and especially heart bread. So again, it is Making Heart Bread by Matthew Lynn, Sheila Fabricant Lynn, and Dennis Lynn. What kind of bread do you use to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or grilled cheese sandwiches? The bread we use for sandwiches is tummy bread. It fills your tummy. There is another kind of bread called heart bread. It fills your heart. Heart bread is not made from flour. It is made from your memories of love. Heart bread is not made in an oven. It is made in your heart. Heart bread never gets used up the way tummy bread does. The more you let heart bread feed you, the more you have. My name is Rachel. My grandma taught me how to make both kinds of bread. First, she taught me how to make tummy bread. One day when Grandma was baking bread, she pulled a tall stool over to the kitchen counter for me so I could sit with her and help her. First, we measured the flour, butter, yeast, milk, and salt. We mixed them together, then we pushed and pulled the dough with our hands. Next, we put the dough in a big bowl. Grandma covered the bowl with a towel and set it on the stove. She said the dough would surprise us if we left it alone for a while. As we waited, we washed dishes and read stories. Then Grandma brought the bowl back to the counter and took off the towel. Magically, the dough had grown tall and puffy. Grandma told me I could punch it with my hands. I did, and whoosh, all the air went out, and the dough was small again. We shaped dough into loaves and put them into pans, and Grandma put them on the stove, and once again the dough grew tall and puffy. Then we put the pans in the oven and waited for the delicious smell of fresh baking bread filled the kitchen. While the tummy bread was in the oven, Grandma taught me how to make heart bread. She said, Rachel, when I was about your age, there was a terrible war. People all over the world were fighting each other. One of the most terrible things about the war was that many children were separated from their mothers and fathers. That is what happened to me. My home was destroyed. I was alone. I wandered around the streets without anyone to care for me. I could not find enough food, and I had no place warm to sleep. Everything that had once felt safe was gone, and I was very scared. Finally, grown-ups found me, and many other children like me. They built special places for us called refugee camps. In the refugee camps, we slept in warm beds, and we ate good food. Kind people hugged us and took care of us. But in our new home, we were still a little scared. We could not sleep at night. We were afraid that when we woke up, everything would be gone away, or we would have no home or no food. No matter how often the grown-ups tried to tell us that we were safe now, nothing seemed to help. When we ate our bread at supper, we were afraid each bite might be the last food we would ever have. One day, one of the grown-ups had a great idea. He saved some bread from supper, and at bedtime he gave each of us a piece to hold. Holding our bread next to our hearts, we could finally sleep in peace. All through the night, the bread reminded us, today I ate, and I will eat again tomorrow. We could sleep without feeling scared. We had learned how to hold tummy bread next to our hearts until it turned to heart bread. Heart bread had turned the scared place in our hearts to a safe place in our hearts. I learned from Grandma that heart bread is made from all the times in the day when I had what I needed. Heart bread is also made from all the special times in the day when I gave love and kindness to someone else, or another person gave love and kindness to me. When I remember these times, they fill up my heart, just like tummy bread fills up my tummy. When my heart is full, I can even remember the sad times from the day and still feel safe. When I hold heart bread all through the night, my heart says, today I was loved, and I will be loved again tomorrow. And then I can sleep peacefully. When Grandma finished telling me this, she said, Rachel, let's check the bread and see if it's done. We took it from the oven, and Grandma cut 2 pieces, one for her and one for me, and we ate the tummy bread together. The bread filled my tummy and my heart, and because it was made not only from flour, but also from Grandma's love. That night, when I fell asleep, I made heart bread from the memory of sharing tummy bread with Grandma. Since Grandma taught me how, I've been making heart bread every night. You can too. I will tell you how. When your mom or dad or someone else puts you to bed, ask that person to help you to make heart bread. Put your hand on your heart and ask yourself, what was my most favorite time today? Can you do that? Can you do that? What was my most favorite time today? Maybe you will think of a time when someone loved you. Maybe you needed something like a snack or a warm sweater or a hug, and someone gave it to you. Maybe you will think of a time when you loved someone else. Maybe you shared your favorite toy or helped a younger child. These are all ingredients in heart bread. Whatever you think of, tell your mom or dad or whoever else is putting you to sleep and ask them to tell you their favorite time from the day too. Let it fill up your heart with your favorite times of the day. Keep your hand on your heart and rub it gently, as if you were patting your teddy bear or rubbing your dog's tummy. Feel the warm feeling in your heart. Now, you have made heart bread. Let the warm feeling fill up your whole body. Take a deep breath and send it down your legs and out your arms, up to the top of your head. When it gets to the tips of your toes, and to the end of your nose. Just wiggle them. Now keep your hand on your heart and ask yourself, what was my least favorite time today? Maybe you'll think of a time you felt sad or mad or scared. Whatever you think of, tell your mom or your dad or whoever is putting you to bed. Ask them to help you feel, ask them to help you care for the sad, mad, or scary feeling. Then you can turn your least favorite time into heartbread too. And that's the story. So tonight, when I go to bed, I'm going to put my hand on my heart and I'm going to think one of the best times of my day was the time that I could spend reading this story to you. And I'd like you to join with me tonight when you go to bed. Think about what was good today, what made you happy or feel loved and cared for, and share that with whoever's putting you to bed. And you can also share those things that are a little scary or make you mad or frustrated, because it's okay to have those feelings too. Think about those and share those too. For that is making heart bread. I wish I could share this bread with you. It's really delicious. But there is going to come a day that we will. And we're going to join together again in church. And we're going to share bread together. And we're going to share cup together. And we're going to share our love together. And we're going to be together in God's love. So until next Wednesday, when I'll be back again with another story, I hope you have a good week. I hope that you can make some heart bread. And I hope that you remember how much I love you, how much your church loves you, and most of all, how much Jesus loves you. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.